Hello everyone, this is Pat with the Angel Divination YouTube channel with our daily oracle card reading and message for Friday, the 22nd of February 2013. Happy Friday everyone. For today's reading I'm going to be calling on the Archangel oracle card deck by Doreen Virtue. So now we are here at the end of the week, and I'm going to call on these archangels to give us some insight heading into our weekend. But we have the powerful numbers in the date today, the 222, or if you do it in European, it's 22 and then number 2, but it's still all the 2s in the date, which have to do with having faith and that the seeds you've planted are manifesting. So be sure you are planting seeds of things that you desire and not what you fear, things that will make you happy and provide happiness and well-being for you. So with that in mind, we're also going into a period of Mercury retrograde, which I believe begins tomorrow. So today is that sort of the end of that pre-retrograde period, which can feel a little rough sometimes going into it. I know I've already started having technical difficulties with electronic communications. That's part of what I experienced yesterday and why I didn't get a reading up. But I would say in addition to that, for myself, being sensitive to energy, as many of you out there I know are, it's had me feeling a little spacey, a little clumsy, a little out of sorts, and even forgetful. So if you are experiencing some of those things too, sometimes there are planetary influences that are involved with that as we make transitions into something, into this Mercury retrograde period. So let's see what the Archangel's message is for us today. What do they wish us to know? Let's see who comes out of the deck. Call upon the Archangels who might be working with us and what their message is for us today. Oh gosh. Okay, interesting. We've got a couple. All right, so we have the Archangel Raziel with clairvoyance, and we also have the Archangel Zadkiel with clairaudience. So, whoops. Archangel Zadkiel card says, I'm helping your spiritual sight to awaken fully so you clearly see heavenly love. And what I get as I look at this card is this has to do more with seeing things in a new way, seeing them in a new light, okay? I know the last reading I did was had to do with the theme of new pathways, that our life purpose, or we're moving into new pathways, new expressions and things like that. And as we go into the weekend, you may have come across or be taking a class, or maybe you overhear some new information that is part of you seeing things in a new way or bringing certain things to light, okay? This particular one, the clairvoyance, it has to do right now too with paying attention to your dreams and those things that flash across your mind's eye, all right? Because those are parts of your spiritual sight, parts of your clairvoyance that are conveying important messages to you. Try not to overlook them as, with what we call the logic override, which a lot of us do sometimes. We'll get a flash of insight of something that we see, and we'll be like, oh, it can't be that, da, 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 because of this, that, or the other thing. And that's our logic override stepping in. So try to avoid that, because as the messages earlier in the week have urged us, pay attention to your intuition. And clairvoyance and clairaudience are two of the main channels that we get intuitive information through, okay? So the clairaudience message says, notice the loving guidance you hear inside your mind or from other people. So this is about, being able to hear your guides and angels as they, whisper things to you, and it sounds kind of like a voice a little different than your own. You're not hearing voices. You're not going crazy or anything like that. It's not schizophrenia, but that these little messages that you hear inside your mind, in addition to what you're seeing, that guide you or give you a new awareness of something. This also, the clairaudience speaks to things that you may be overhearing. Not necessarily in the way of eavesdropping from other people, but as in it takes on the form of getting wise counsel from somebody else, listening to their advice. It may be part of something that you overhear. Again, not eavesdropping or anything like that, but you just happen to be in the room when you overhear part of a conversation or something like that. So it's attuning. You're also being attuned to frequencies that are opening these avenues for you right now, okay? And as heaven does these, and our guides and the angels do these adjustments on us, when they help to, and it's part of what we've been asking for, that's part of sometimes why we feel a little out of sorts, maybe even a little bit sluggish, like we need to rest. Ultimately, I think we get more energy from it, but while it's taking place, it's easier for them to work on us and adjust our frequencies while we're resting, I think, a little bit more. So pay attention to what you're hearing, and I feel like this clairvoyance has very much to do with new insights, new ways of seeing things, the light being shined on situations that are going on that allows you to see what's going on more clearly. And you may or may not like that. It might be something you're seeing in a new way that has a positive twist, or it might be that you're seeing something, that your spiritual sight is showing you the truth about something that doesn't have, quite the same integrity for you. Just embrace what you're being shown, okay? And it looks like seeing and hearing are the messages going into this weekend, okay? And it may even be news stories that you hear about, that you see coming up in the media that have to do with things being seen, things being revealed, and so that's where the combination of what you see and what you hear. It is something that's happening on an individual level with our own spiritual sight and our spiritual hearing, but it's also happening on the broader day-to-day perspective in our personal lives, in the things that we encounter. So you might even find that it shows up with things being revealed on the news, and you're hearing about them. These, maybe something you heard a rumor about, you finally get new insight into. But in terms of spiritual growth, it does very much have to do with seeing things in a new way, okay, and allowing you to step forward, thereby allowing you to step forward into these new levels, into these new pathways in a new way, okay? So that is our message for this Friday. And these archangels, this is Raziel, who helps us with all forms of spiritual understanding, and Zadkiel, who helps with our memory functions. And he also, like Michael, has a clearing effect upon our energies. And he helps us, with benevolence and compassion. So, so this card oftentimes also means compassionate listening. Listening to what your true heart's desire is, listening to yourself, listening to the self-talk that's going on in your own mind and heart, okay? And that sometimes will give you a lot of insight and allow you to see things in a new way when you can just step back and be the observer and notice what it is, the kind of self-talk that you have going on. That can provide a lot of insights for you. So Anyways, that's our reading for Friday. I hope this resonates with you, and work with these very powerful archangels, because they really are helpful with our spiritual path incredibly. Especially, Raziel here with the rainbow colored energy. Okay, so take care, everybody. Have a great Friday, and I look forward to speaking with you again soon.